Why do you think Coach Woodard nominated you to be on the national team?
I think he did because I show leadership qualities. I push myself pretty hard. I try to demonstrate values that a lot of people don't really have anymore. A lot of old school morals.
A kid that's worked hard, that's done the right things off the field, and is also a good player, certainly deserves to have that opportunity.
How did Team USA prepare you for your senior season?
And, it kind of gave me a sense of the pride and like refound leadership. And it was great to be able to come back and motivate my teammates in that way and to push them like I've been pushing myself and pushing my other teammates.
Anytime you have a chance to go and practice and play against some of the best players in the nation, I don't see how you can't help but get better. And I think that certainly helped Phil take his game, especially early on, to another level in terms of how to compete versus some of the top athletes and some of the best linemen in our country.
Why do you think your teammates nominated you team captain?
Well, I think being on the national team definitely had some things to do with that. But in the off season, I really worked hard. I worked with our strength and conditioning coach, Randy Vanderbush. And it was a group of us that came in the mornings, and we worked hard. And it was early mornings, and then during school, and then after school, and we pushed ourselves. And I think that my work ethic kind of rubbed off on some other people, and they started to push themselves too.
I think his teammates looked at him and saw how hard he prepared to put himself in a position to compete this fall. I think, and again, we all have different ways in which we lead. Phil was certainly one of those guys that led by example in terms of how he prepared.
You were also nominated for the IFAF Athletes Rep by your Team USA teammate. What made you want to take on that responsibility?
I really love football when it comes down to it at the end of the day. It's always on my mind. And I think it'd be cool to get more than 62 countries to be able to play our sport, because it's a great sport, and it teaches you things, not just like about yourself and confidence, but it also teaches you how to be a better person in a lot of ways. The other countries are there and they're picking up on us, and they're seeing what we're doing and they're liking it too.
Well, I think Phil has seen a great deal of success, obviously, in terms of his nomination to the national team, but has also been a kid that football. Phil wasn't a varsity starter as a freshman. He wasn't a varsity starter as a sophomore. An injury happened and gave Phil that opportunity to start as a sophomore. So I mention those things because I think he brings some experience to that kind of a group from somebody who has not always been at the top, who's had to work his way up, and I think that's a very admirable quality in Phil.
If a younger teammate at Plainfield were to ask you if they should join Team USA, what would you say?
Definitely. Hey, any chance that they had to go do it. I know some of our coaches' sons actually go to the football camps now, and it's really cool to see. Coach's son Blake, he always comes up to me. He's like, "Hey, I was just at USA Football this and USA Football that," and so it's really cool to be able to connect with him that way too.
Absolutely. USA Football and Team USA are both fantastic organizations, and obviously the opportunity to compete for your country, that's a pretty neat honor. And just having that opportunity, that's something that can never be taken from you. And I'm very happy for Phil that he had that chance, and I would love to have the opportunity to nominate more players in the future, and hopefully they'll have the same amount of success that Phil did, being able to be part of that group.
What do you think that you took away from your time from being around those other really awesome players?
It doesn't matter where you come from or what your background is, that you can still get to know people through sports.